Hello there. In this video we're going to show you how you can create your own personalised ring with a 5mm round gem set in a tension setting. So if you start up Fluid Designer, first thing you need to do is to just go to the rings folder, and we're going to use this object here, which is all UK sizes, but it's a single tension setting ring, this object. So if we just drag and drop that onto the workspace, so there's our default ring, and at the moment it's UK size H+ is the setting on the inside of that. Well, we're going to change that, and I'm going to change it to UK K+, 16.1mm, which is that object there. So we need to change the original ring here. So if we highlight it, and in the properties panel, if we go to the curve data information, if we go to the modifiers, we're going to change the curve here from the default ring to our new size UK K+. So we just need to scroll down through those. So we want UK K+, 16.1mm, and then we just need to double check that it's actually lined up with the inside of there. If we just view it from the top, not looking too bad, but perhaps if we just press the tab key and go into edit mode, we'll be able to see better whether it is in line with the x-axis there. Yeah, that looks okay. It is just touching the x-axis, so that's fine. So we can press the tab key. I'll just press the tab key to come out of edit mode. So if we just view it from the top there. Now we're going to use a round gem here, so if we just have a look in our menu system here, we've got gem shapes. We're going to use the round gem, and as usual we don't drag and drop this object onto the workspace because our ring will disappear. What we've got to do is to append it from the folder gem shapes. So if we go to File and Append, and if we just go up the menu system to the groups folder there, we're looking for gem shapes, and it's the round gem that we're going to use, and as is usual we need the object. So it's the round gem object that we append from the library. Now if we just make sure we click on it, and we've got the yellow outline. If we look at the size of this, the default size for all of these gems is 10mm diameter. So we're going to assume that the gem that you're going to use for this ring is half that size, in other words 5mm. So what we can do is, I'll just switch on the screencast keys. If we press S on the keyboard, and if we enter 0.5, we can scale that down. So we're just using this this gem so that we can size the gap for our ring here. Okay, so I'm going to not worry about the Y dimension here, but if you actually have your own ring, you can set that value as well. So clearly we need to close this ring up a little bit, and also center it off. So highlight the ring here, object, and if we press the tab key on the keyboard, we need to extend the ring, and we can do that by selecting one control point at the end, and we press E on the keyboard and extrude it. And I'm just going to extrude it 1mm at a time because we've got the snap on here, so we're just going to control it by that. Now notice that I extruded the one on the right here, but it's actually the one on the left, as we look at it, that extruded. If I just press Ctrl and Z on the keyboard to undo it, if you just watch this bit of the screen, you'll see that, I have to do it twice, you'll see that that's the bit of the ring that was extruded there. So let me just do that again. So I select the right hand, if I extrude and then if I press the tab key, this bit of the ring has been extended. So I need to extend the other side now. So press A on the keyboard to deselect that control point at that end. And if we extrude this end, one, and I'm going to do it 3 times because there was quite a gap there. I'm not quite sure whether that'll be right. No, you can see that I've gone too far there. So let's just go to the tab key again. And we'll just delete that last control point and press X on the keyboard and delete that vertices. And tab key. Okay, now that's much better. Now it's not quite centered here, but I'll sort that out in a minute. Now what I want to do is I want to fatten up the 2 ends here so that we can fit the gem between the ends of the ring. So if I just go to view and top, I press the tab key. Now this time I'm going to select the control points at both ends, so I'm holding the shift key down and I've selected the control point at both ends, and I'm going to now change the radius, and I'm going to increase it to 2, and I'm going to type it in as 2. You will perhaps sometimes have to play around with this value depending upon your gem size. Okay, so that's increased the size of those. I'm not quite sure whether I've got enough here. Maybe I need to go up to 3, so I'll press the tab key. Let's change the mean radius to 3. So I've just typed in mean radius 3 there and press the tab key again. Yeah, that's looking better now. Now I need to extrude the 2 ends because I need to get them close to this gem for a tension fitting. So if I press tab key on the keyboard, now I can only do 1 at a time, so I'll press A to deselect those, and I'm going to select just that end at the moment, and I'm going to press E on the keyboard to extrude it and just extend it 1. Press A to cancel that control point, and we'll highlight the other control point at the other end there and press E to extrude again. I'm just going to extrude it 1 at a time, and let's have a look where we are now. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. Now what we need to do is to just kind of fine-tune this. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to try and rotate this so that it's even on both sides of the gem. So if I press the tab key to go into edit mode, now I'm going to have to select all the control points this time. Now I could move the x-axis here by dragging it, but it's probably going to be better if I just try adjusting it up here in the transform panel. So if I just try, let me just try moving it. I've moved it 0.5 millimeter there. Now that might be too much, but we'll see when we go out of edit mode. So press edit mode. Yeah, you can see that now the overlap is on this side. So I need somewhere in between those 2 values. So I'm just going to move that back to 6.3. That's a little bit better. I'm almost there. Let's try 6.4. Okay, now that again, it's gone on to the other side now. So I probably want minus 6.35 millimeters to get that exactly in the center, and tab key to come out of edit mode. Now that's much better. Now to set this as a tension setting, we've obviously got to have some overlap between the ends of the ring and the gem itself. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend each end very slightly. A to deselect all of the control points, and I'm going to select this end, and I'm going to move it to the right just by 0.1 of a millimeter and deselect it, and I'm going to select this end and move it to the left 0.1 of a millimeter, and then if we press the tab key, there we are. That's what we're looking for. So we've got the gem now just overlapping with the 2 ends of the ring there. So that will give us a tension setting. Now in order to achieve that, what we need to do is to convert this ring to a mesh. Tools, Object Tools, and convert it to a mesh. And then what we can do is, in order to get a little bit of an indent in each of those two faces, if we just go to view and top view, what we can do is we can use a modifier, and we can use what's called a Boolean modifier. So if I select Boolean modifier here, what I want the difference between this ring and the object round. The object round is the gem. So let's see whether or not it will perform that Boolean operation. It should be okay. Just take a few seconds to do this. And that should give us a little bit of an indent in those two surfaces in the appropriate place to support this gem. Okay, so there we are, yep. So now to confirm this Boolean operation, we can either click on this box here to apply the modifier, or we can go to Tools, Object Tools, and convert it to a mesh. That will also apply the Boolean modifier. And that'll just take a few seconds to do. And once we've got that, we should be able to move this gem out of the way. And when we zoom in there, you'll see that the Boolean modifier has created a little indent in the gem on both sides there, which will enable us to create our tension setting. So the only thing we need to do now is to save this as an OBJ file, but we don't want to save this gem. That's not an object we want to print. So with it highlighted, if we press X on the keyboard and delete, and if we highlight our ring now, remember, not file and save, but file and export. And if we export it to the desktop as an OBJ file, it's a single ring, and it's a tension setting, and I think it was size K plus that we set it at. And we could say also with a 5mm round gem. Okay, so we export that OBJ file to the desktop, and then it's a case of sending it to Netfabb Basic just to make some minor repairs to the file. And then we'll have the 3D printable file there. Okay, so that's how you can create a simple tension setting ring with a round gem. Thank you.